We now welcome in Angela Kelly and Kristine Lilly to the show. Both coach here at Texas and both were members of World Cup teams. And question to both of you, we'll start with Angela. What was your favorite part of playing in the World Cup?
I think just being on the highest stage in front of the fans, it's just a wonderful opportunity to represent your country. I don't think there's any greater honor.
Kristine, what about you? I'm looking at a couple of medals that we have here. This one from one of your first back in 1991, of course, gold. Are these medals symbolic of your experience in the World Cup?
Well, you know, for the World Cup, like for the Olympics, that would be such a big part of it. But for the World Cup, it's that trophy that the team holds up together, and they give us those medals as well, which they are very nice. But it's really winning that trophy, representing your country, and trying to be the best in the world.
What does it mean to represent your country?
You know, it's one of those, it's hard to explain, but every time that I put on the U.S. jersey, I had this pride and honor. And not many people get that, and it's really special. And I hope these players that are getting ready to compete starting Saturday, they're going to feel that when they step on the field, that they're representing more than just themselves. They're representing a country that's backing whatever team they're playing for.
What about you and the fact that it's featured in Canada this year?
Well, growing up, Canada was wonderful for being a young athlete, all the sports that they offered, and I think that the CSA and their federation have put a tremendous amount of finances into supporting this event, and the venues are going to be fantastic. The fans are going to be electric. The talent is going to be phenomenal. So I think we're in for a show.
Now, what do you think about the fact that they're going to be playing some of these tournaments, or all of them rather, on turf? Is that good for soccer?
I think that it doesn't matter when it comes down to when the whistle blows. If the surface is the same for both teams, if all the games are going to be on turf, then fantastic. You know, then let the games begin. I don't think that anybody should waste any more energy thinking about the surface. They just have to go be successful on whatever surface they have to play.
Kristine, what do you think about the surface?
Well, I think Ange is right if you're thinking as a player and a coach and being involved in a tournament, but I think an outsider that's been part of World Cups, it shouldn't be on turf. You know, it's unfortunate that that's what's happened, but that's the scenario we're in, like Ange just said, and that's what the players have to deal with. And it's even for every team, so it's not like there's one field that has grass, you know, like the final. So it's going to be the same throughout the whole tournament, and that's the constant between it all.
We saw your daughter ahead of this interview looking at an ESPN magazine and pointing out the names of all of these players that are participating. Is there a player on this U.S. team that reminds you of yourself?
Whoa. Well, Angie always used to tease me that Heather O'Reilly, who's one of the veterans now, she was a young player. She used to run like me, and she does have a great work ethic, and she's fun to watch. So hopefully that was fun to watch too. But I think what's so great about the national, there's so many different players and personalities, and they all have their strengths. And I think if the U.S. team can put all those things together and play together, they're going to be successful.
For U.S. to have a real chance, who needs to step up?
That's been the question. Right now, Alex Morgan's been battling some injuries, and I'm not sure if she's going to be ready for the first game. Then you have Abby Wambach, who's 35, just turned 35, and playing in her fourth World Cup. So she's not the normal Abby, but she'll bring it. And then you have these young players: Kristen Press, Morgan Bryan, Sydney Leroux. You got a back line with Becky Sauerbrunn, who's a really good player. And I think if she can have the great games throughout the World Cup, she'll be a big impact in the back line because they have a young player next to her, Julie Johnston. But I think Abby needs to score some goals, but she needs help. And I think the midfielder with Carly Lloyd they have and Lauren Holiday, they have to find a way to find the rhythm of the ball and play make. But I don't think it's going to be one player. It's going to be a group effort to win this World Cup.
Now, we know that you guys are really close friends. Obviously, you know, you're both coaching here at Texas, have stayed in touch over the years. But what if the U.S. and Canada find themselves playing in this World Cup?
All right, here it is. I think if the U.S. wins, if it's U.S.-Canada, then you have to wear my jersey for a day, anywhere you go. And if Canada wins, I'll wear your jersey all day.
Fantastic.
That's a fair enough one. I like that. And then, of course, you guys will take pictures of this that we can feature here on Longhorn Network. Speaking of, I also understand you're going to be doing some analysis covering the World Cup. You did some great stuff here. Where can we find you?
Yes, so the ESPN we're not covering the World Cup this year, but they will have a nightly show, ESPN FC. It'll be on ESPN2 every night after the last game. So I think the first show will run Friday at 10:30 on ESPN2, and I'll be going in and out a little bit. Julie Faddy will be there, and Kate Markgraf, who is also a world champion.
Great stuff. Thank you both so much for coming by. It'll be fun this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.